Hey guys, happy Super Bowl Sunday for all of us women that are not into the game. My name is Tracy and welcome to the Dixie Belle Paint Company page. I'm here on Facebook on Dixie Belle's page because I'm going to share some of my fancy Harlequin technique painting tips with you guys tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see some of my followers over here too. I would love for you, if you do not follow me on my page, to check it out. I put the name at the top of the video here, Tracy's Fancy. Yay, we've got some people on already. Hi Pamela, hi Debbie, how are y'all? Good to see you. Good to see you, Patience. I love that name. I love that name. Hi, Nancy. Hey, guys, listen. Oh, Betty, good to see you. I've seen you several times today. Hey, Tanya. Okay, guys, so this is the deal. Hey, Melissa. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and I had to, someone put me on the spot and asked me in a live video earlier today who was playing, and I still don't know. And I'm not trying to be funny or cute or anything like that. I really, honestly don't know. And now I'm realizing, I think they told me and I saw it and it was just like in one ear and out the other. So, oh, hi Carla. Hi, honey. Hey, Veronica. So yeah, I don't even know. But I'm assuming you girls maybe aren't as into it either because y'all are here with me. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I had the hardest time trying to decide what we were gonna do tonight. And one of the reasons is I usually have someone video for me, which that's Matt. And as you can imagine, Matt is not here. He is at a party at the game. So thank y'all because y'all saved me from having to be there because I was gonna have to go with him. So Dixie Belle is on. I'm not sure who that is. It's probably Natalia, I'm not sure. So she's wanting you guys to please, y'all are already so good at this, but tell us where you're tuning in from. Dixie Belle, of course, has a huge following nationwide, and I am lucky enough to get to be one of their brand ambassadors. They've got retailer locations nationwide. When we start painting here in a few minutes, if you guys are interested, if you've never tried the paint, you are in the right place because I'm gonna do a double combo giveaway of paint today. They're really, really good at sponsoring giveaways when we do these live videos. There's always a winner. From this live video, you have to be present and a name will be chosen, and we are going to do that today also. But it's just a great opportunity if you haven't used the product to be able to get some free product and try it out, because they know, they are confident that it only takes one time using this paint to be sold. And as a matter of fact, when I couldn't decide what I was going to do tonight, I wanted to do a breakfast room table. We were considering painting, but it was just going to be a basic white, which I thought would be really boring. However, a lot of you were interested when I did a live video earlier this week. Y'all said that you would like to see that. However, we measured the footprint of the table with the breakfast room table that's in the house right now, and it's just not going to fit. So I had to nix that idea. So no breakfast room table, which is a bummer, which means I have a table available. No, not really. It's broken. The bottom of it is broken, and but I may use it for a paint class or another paint example at another time. So we decided not to do that, and then I had done some molds, hot glue in molds, and done a project with my Dixie Belle paint also for that, and I told some people I might do that. And then I opted not to because I've already done the video of me doing it, and I decided that I would stick to my brand and do something that people like to see, because I posted a video this week of me painting a Harlequin pattern. So my branding is usually tied to whimsical works. So things that are very bold in color, all of the bright Dixie Belle colors. I use a lot of black and white to sort of offset the bold colors, and I use this pattern a lot. It's not a square, it's a parallelogram, it's a diamond, it's a Harlequin pattern. It's very, very whimsical, and we are going to work on this tonight. So that's what I decided to do. So let me tell you real quick what the question about tonight is going to be, and then I will tell you what I'm going to give away. So, sorry, for a minute there, I had another question go through my mind like, oh, that should be the quiz. That should be the test question. What it is, I would like for you guys, thank you, Dixie Belle. I would love it if you guys, Amy, hi, Amy. Yes, Dixie Belle Nancy is an addiction. Yes. Favorite color, tea rose. I used tea rose on my sign this week. Did you see it? Go check it out on my page. I used tea rose and drop cloth, and we're actually using drop cloth tonight too. I would like for you to tell me what is the first thing that you think of without any filter. Don't double second guess yourself. What's the first thing you think of when you see a black and white diamond pattern like this? Black on white, black and white. What's the first thing you think of? Whether it's fabric or paint, a painted project, whether it's something that you see in the movies, if it's wrapping paper, wallpaper, whatever. This is all over my house. This is on my dining room walls and on a lot of furniture that I paint. So, hey, Deborah, my buddy from Australia, hello there. Yes, Harlequin pattern. What's the first thing you think of when you see black and white Harlequin pattern? And I will be choosing the winner. And I don't choose winners while the live is going on. However, when I do choose the winner, I can tell if you were live or not when I go back and watch. And you had to be live when you vote or when you say your answer. And I choose the winner afterwards, and then I will message you through Facebook Messenger and let you know that you've won. I'll announce it on the page. I'll say winner under your comment, and then I will send you a message and I will ask for some details, like shipping details, so that I can give to Dixie Belle, and then they are so good about it. They get your product right out to you. And what we're giving away tonight, usually it's an 8-ounce jar of paint, unless it's something different and special, depending on what the brand ambassador or the retailer is doing. But because we're doing black and white Harlequin tonight, I am gonna give away 2 8-ounce jars of paint, not your choice, my choice. And we're giving away the 2 colors that I use the most when I use this pattern, and it's my favorite black, which is caviar, and my favorite white, which is fluff. Even though tonight we're using drop cloth, but I'm gonna give away caviar and a fluff. Those are 2 colors that maybe some of you don't use together. I think probably most of you have not tried this pattern. A lot of people are afraid of it. I use it a lot in stripes, checkerboard, diamonds. I offer these on recorded tutorials that you can go back and watch. They're like 3-4 hour long classes. They're on my website at traceysfancy.com. But I'm gonna give you a little snippet of it here. I've done this before, and I'm gonna do it again because people usually love it. So if you have any questions at all, just feel free to ask them. Natalia or Dixie Belle is here. If it's about the paint, go ahead. This video is a little bit, you're gonna need to watch it up close, except let me show you what we're painting, okay? I've got a funky little setup here because I'm on my own. So, and I'm doing it in front of my Valentine tree. Do y'all see my Valentine tree? How festive is that, right, you guys? I love my Valentine tree. This is what we're painting. So this right here, you guys, okay, I have paint on my shirt, paint on my neck. I was opening the jar of paint right before we came live, and I hit it too hard and paint went everywhere. I was like, had it on my face and on my shirt, and I was like, I need to change. No, I don't. I'm painting, right? So what we are gonna do, this is a table that actually belonged to my late dad. He's passed away. I've had it in the garage forever. It's a little bit rickety. It is a tiger oak, gorgeous wood, but the top is damaged a little bit, and around one of the sides, it's got some gouges in it. It's got some old stains on it, and it just doesn't go in my home, and I really, really want to use it. So I'm going to bring it in. I don't usually paint heirlooms. I don't, but I don't have any real memories tied to this table. I think my dad picked it up at a flea market, so it's not like it was handed down for generations or anything. Crystal, thank you. I love it too. And I kept thinking I'd use it, and I just haven't. So I'm not going to whimsy out the whole thing. I'm going to start small, and I'm going to paint just the top in the black and white Harlequin, and then I'm going to distress the crap out of it and make it look really old and worn also. And then I think I'm going to leave the gorgeous legs and the base of the table, which I don't know if y'all can see these legs here. Look at all the design that they've got on them. I've got my supplies sitting underneath it here. It's really, really cool. So I think I'm gonna leave the base of it in its natural state and see how I like it. This is kind of how I like to do things in my house. So I bring them in. I'm gonna start painting while I'm talking to you guys because I don't usually base coat with y'all, but I thought why not, right? I'm gonna do a little base coat. Most people don't watch me base coat because I usually like to come on and be ready to detail, but I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just dipping right out of my jar here. I'm using my, what brush is this one? My FM, I think this one is called FM Flat Medium. So this is drop cloth. I'm not using anything special here, you guys. I didn't spritz my wood. A lot of times I do that just to kind of, you don't have to water down your paint at all, but I like to because I like to eliminate brush strokes. And spritzing with a little bit of water while you paint, or maybe spritzing your piece a little bit before you paint helps with that, but I'm not gonna do that tonight. We're just gonna get busy and I'm gonna talk while I'm painting. And this is my base coat color. Now, why did I go with drop cloth versus fluff? Because it's gonna go in my house. And my house has a lot of mix of grays, blacks, whites, mostly more of a worn white, not a lot of, I don't have a lot of real like pure white. Now Dixie Belle has two pure whites. They're cotton and fluff. And cotton, I call their most pure white. To me, it's kind of a clinical white, a super clean clinical white. I don't use that one as often as I use fluff. Fluff is a little bit of a softer white and has sort of a gray undertone. So if you're looking for a soft, just a little bit more subtle white, I would go with fluff. If you're looking for a pure white, I would go with cotton. If you're looking for an aged white without having to glaze it or wax it to age it, I would go with drop cloth. I believe drop cloth is definitely in their top 5 best sellers. It may even be their best selling paint. And it looks really, really good with black. Now, whereas fluff goes more gray, drop cloth goes a little more tan. It's got more of a tan undertone. What was I gonna tell you something about that? Oh, but since the base of the table is brown, the underside of the table is brown, and I told you guys that I'm gonna distress the heck out of it, I decided that I'd be bringing through some brown anyway. I want the natural wood to come through. Oh, let me tell you a little bit about what I did to prep this table. So I knew for a fact that this table, I'm putting y'all down where y'all can see the table and watch what I do while I'm talking. I knew that this table would bleed through. I knew it would. It's got, my dad was a smoker. I know it's got some nicotine in it. I've cleaned the heck out of it. He wasn't a heavy smoker, but I know that in the years that he did smoke, this table was exposed to that. It has a lot of oils on it. It had some stains on the top, and I just knew that it would bleed through. So I cleaned the table really, really well with White Lightning and wiped off as much dirt and grime as I could get off of it. And then that's a Dixie Belle product that you can order. And then I spritzed it down really good with water to get rid of all of the White Lightning. And then I coated it, honestly, you guys, I coated this table with Boss. It is one of their Boss in clear. So this table, not the bottom part of it, but the top part here that I'm painting has been primed in Boss clear. Even though you can't see it, it has been primed, but it's in a clear primer. It goes on white, and when it's dry and ready to be painted, it's clear. So I did that, honestly, you guys, less than 30 minutes ago. And while I was setting up, I just turned my heat gun on it and got it nice and dry, and I'm already painting over it. So that's the great thing about these products, is that if you are someone who's sort of a fly by the seat of your pants girl like I am, and you know, you're usually in a hurry and I overcommit and I'm on a super tight schedule, this stuff dries really fast. It works with you really well. It's super forgiving. And would you guys look at that? It's one coat. There we go. Pretty much a one coat coverage for a distressed piece. So if you are gonna be distressing a piece anyway, to me, you just do one coat. Why put all of the thick coats on there if you're just going to distress it? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. You're making it harder, making it yourself work harder. So one coat. I'm gonna bring the camera in close and show you. The coverage is amazing. You can see a little bit of streaks through some of it, but I don't care about that because I'm about to cover this sucker in black diamond shape. And so only every other one's gonna show, and then I'm gonna be running an electric sander all over it. So thanks you guys. I see a lot of people saying that they love the black and white together, and so do I. And if you walked in, like if you look at it by the tree, you can tell that it has more of a tan flare to it versus the white. See the white of the tree, and this looks a little more tan. But when I put the black on it and I put the black design on it, it looks very, very, very black and white. It's just a little bit softer. I think someone asked if there's a crack in the table. Yeah, there's a crack in the table. That's what I said. This is my table. It was my dad's. I don't care about that. When these old tables are made, they're made from individual wood planks, and sometimes they separate a little bit. So yeah, are you talking about that one right there? Yeah, there's a crack in it. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I think it's beautiful. So y'all look at the coverage here. You can see the coverage. It's pretty amazing. Someone's saying they see clowns. I get what you mean. You're talking about with the black and white Harlequin. That's funny. You know what that sounds like when you said I see clowns? It makes you sound crazy. It's like when the guy, what was the movie, Sixth Sense or something like that, when the little kid says, I see dead people. That's what it made me think of. Okay, so thank you. Donna, yes, Forever Whimsically Classic. So this is just a heat gun. I use one every time I do a live video. Every single time. You know what I love about doing videos with you guys is that, yeah, this table's made, it has a whimsical look even in just its raw wood, doesn't it? Hey, Leslie. Hi. Oh, the soft pink and Harlequin. Y'all, I can go get that sign while this is drying. Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. Oh, so the time goes by so fast. When I do these videos with y'all, they want us to keep them under 45 minutes, and it's hard. It's hard. So you have to use a dryer. This right here is, this is a heat gun. Also, I was running around like a crazy person trying to find my watch so that I would know I could keep a track of what time it is. And I can't find my watch anywhere. I can't. I looked and looked and looked for it. I can see it in my mind, but not know what I've done with it. So I set an egg timer like a grandma. Like the grandma that I am, I set an egg timer. And I set it for 40 minutes. And so it's gonna ding at 40 minutes so I don't get in trouble by Natalia, who's like, okay, try to keep the videos under 45 minutes. But I'm like, my people like to hang out longer. So I'm gonna keep drying this, you guys. Let me go get my sign, okay? Hold on just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I love that y'all are answering the question, what you think of when you see the black and white diamond shape. And June, thank you so much for sharing, and I appreciate that. I'm sure that Dixie Belle's already asked if you guys would share this video for anyone that you know that might not be into the Super Bowl game. Okay, so this is funny because look at the back of this is pretty much the same wood that I just did. It's that same color, same look. This was a sign that a local client here asked me to make for a friend of hers that's having their 50th wedding anniversary. This is some old door panel from a European, someone's talking about the massager that got stuck on my head. Okay, yeah, that's me. Oh my gosh, is that who I am? The girl that got the massager stuck on her head? Oh my Lord, that is funny. Yes, I got a big giant jackhammer looking massager stuck on my head. My husband had to come rescue me and we had to cut my hair. We had to cut it out of my hair. Okay, that's another day, another time, another story. She's been carrying this door around with her for years. She just knew that someday she would do. It's not a door, it's the inset of a door. And she knew that she wanted to do something with it. So she decided that she wanted to have a sign made with the saying, Until the 12th of Never. It's a song that they sang at her friend's wedding. So she just says she wanted it to be my style, but classy, which you can mix whimsy and classy, because I'm about to show you. And then I made some molds for it with the redesign with Prima molds with hot glue, and I used my Dixie Belle gilding waxes, and I used my Dixie Belle paints and my Dixie Belle glazes, and I posted about it on traceysfancy.com. Be sure you check it out because I think I tell the products that I used there. So this is my sign that I did. It's very whimsical. All this looked like, you guys, was this. That's what it looked like. It was just a flat brown board, except at the top of the sign, starting right here, this molding was carved. That was carved on there already, on the door. Okay, see how you can see how old and thin this is, this inset. So I made the molds, and I made these with hot glue, and I made this mold across the bottom and that mold. And then in the background, someone mentioned soft pink and white Harlequin pattern. That's what this is in the background. This is tea rose and drop cloth in the background. So if these two colors speak to you and you want to try Harlequin that I'm going to show you tonight, if you want to try these two colors together instead of black and white, go for it. You would just need to order your tea rose and your drop cloth versus the black. This is caviar and drop cloth. And these are the two colors I'm giving away tonight right here. Dixie Belle and I are giving these two colors away. Okay? So that's it. And then this is part of a furniture transfer also. Okay? So you like? And then these, I use these are my gilding waxes right here. And I used, I think, Van Dyke Brown glaze. So this is the same sort of look that I want for this table, so that I can use it in my home. And I don't want it to be too overbearing. So see, whimsical does not have to be like gaudy in your face looking like a clown, you know? I mean, it can be gorgeous and soft and romantic. And so this is a really good example of that. All right, so thank you guys for mentioning that. All right, let's run this blow dryer, this heat gun on here just a little bit more, and then we're gonna start tracing out our Harlequin pattern. So, does anyone have any questions for me? Y'all have been talking so much. Thank you. Someone said it's very romantic. Thank you, Dixie Belle. Thank you so much. Patty Snooky, I love that. We have some, you don't hear that very often. My husband's sister's sister-in-law, my husband's sister's sister-in-law, her name is Snooky. That's funny. Hey, Janet. Hey, Corrine. All right, so just drying this. All right, it's already drying, you guys. Normally when I do a big piece like a dresser, by the time I get done with one side and get back to the other side, it's already dry. But this table's a little bit small, so yeah, but this side's dry for sure. So we can start drawing on this side. We're not gonna be taping, and this is all freehand. So I wanted to get a little bit dry before I got pencil lead in there. All right, so I posted a video of me painting freehand this week, maybe just yesterday on Instagram, I believe. Hey, Jean. And someone was like, or it's not someone, several people said, what color black is that? What color black is that? And you know why they asked? They asked because they watched me paint on a white background. It was on fluff. With my brush, they watched me paint the outline of the Harlequin, and they were so impressed with the coverage. There's no sheerness to it at all. I mean, that was it, just that one coat. So actually I do go back and fill in again on the center with a second coat, but they were like, what black paint is that? I need that black paint. I'm like, hello, it's Caviar by Dixie Belle. If you haven't tried it, you need to. And then I saw that she followed my link, and she did. She went and ordered herself an 8-ounce jar of paint. So it's good stuff. All right, so I'm gonna put the camera down just a little bit, you guys, so that y'all can watch and see how simple that I make this, all right? I make it simple because I'm not a math girl. Math makes my head hurt. Ledgers, numbers make my head hurt. Measuring things out make me a little bit crazy, and I get so crazy that I lose my way. I just visually want to see it happen. So what I do, I think, did someone ask me if something affects the integrity of the paint? No, if you use a heat gun correctly. Someone asked if using the heat gun affects the integrity of the paint. If you put the heat gun too close and you don't move it, did you see how I kept it moving the whole time? If you put it too close, it'll cause it, you'll burn it almost. I mean, it'll cause it to like bubble up, and you don't want to do that. So if you keep it moving, you can literally watch the moisture suck right out of it, and it just is dry. It's just dry like that fast. So you just got to keep it moving. Okay, Sherry's on here. Football, exactly. Football, Valentine's Day. Even though I love Valentine's Day, you guys, I have a Valentine's Day class. It's all Dixie Belle products. We are meeting on Valentine's Day night. Valentine's Day night. Just like this, a live video, except my husband will be there because he didn't plan a date, so I planned a date. I planned a date to join all my girlfriends, and he's gonna be there videoing. And we're gonna be doing painting a big 30 by 30 canvas, so I'd love to have you guys on Valentine's Day night also. And you can find that on my website, or Tracy's Fancy, or send me a message. Just send me a message. Or you can even ask Dixie Belle, they know about it. So, all right, so what I do is I make my own Harlequin shape. This is why I don't use stencils. Stencils would make this a lot easier. Yes, they would, but I love painting Harlequin pattern. It's very therapeutic to me. I like to go in my head. I like to lose myself in the painting. Yes, I have a steady hand. You can too. They are your small motor skill muscles. Maybe you have tremors, and maybe for, tremors for any reason. And yeah, maybe this may not be your thing, but, and I get that. I totally get that. However, I will tell you, if you will just try it over and over and over, and then just sand it down really well, no one can see how etchy and shaky your lines were. If you just sand back your lines, just sand them down and leave like the imprint of the Harlequin on there, it's still worth doing. I don't like to use stencils because I don't want to be stuck to one size Harlequin. I like to make my own size diamonds. So I made this one tonight. I just kind of imagined visually what I wanted, and I just took a piece of cardstock paper, and you can see, sorry, that was a line. You can see where I folded it here and here. I just took a piece of paper and I folded it this way, and then I folded it this way, and then I said, oh, I want my diamond to be about that tall double and about that wide double. And I literally just I made a mark and a mark, and I just took scissors and I cut it one time, one cut. That was it, one cut. And then I opened it up, and there we go. There's my diamond. That's how easy I make it. Now, am I gonna measure for the center of this table? I could, but I'm not because I don't. And I'd be lying to you if I told you I did, right? So y'all want me to be honest, right? I don't, I eyeball it. So I'm looking at the table, and I'm going, okay, here's here and here and here and here. The center's about right there. That's seriously what I do. Okay, so I lay my diamond down, and I just look to make sure it's straight. Now, if you're just super OCD, that's fine. You can spend all the time in the world measuring and straightening and leveling. But you know what? No one's ever questioned if my diamonds were center. No one's ever said that they weren't center, and no one's ever complained. They just keep asking for more. So I'm going with what I'm doing is working, and that's just what I do. So I lay this down center, and then I'm gonna take my pencil, and I am going to draw around my diamond. Now, let me tell you this. I'm showing you in pencil because this is probably what you would need to use. However, pencil smears. So when I raise this up and I'm moving my hand all over, it's gonna smear a little bit, and that's a little bit of a problem. If you're on a dark color paint, pencil isn't gonna show. You can use a chalk pencil made with chalk. That shows on dark color paints, but it also kind of smears. So you just have to be careful. Don't run your hand up and down a lot. But what I would normally do, so that I don't have to worry about the pencil smearing, is I would just use a marker, like a Sharpie marker. And then you know what? That doesn't smear. And I also know that I'm painting the diamond in black, so it's okay to have black on black. You just have to make sure that when you paint, that you cover your marker all the way over with paint, so that you don't have the sheen of the marker next to the paint. Does that make sense? You want to cover your marked line all the way with paint. So that's going to take a steady hand. Okay, so here we go. You can see my diamond. There it is. I'm going to pull you in a little bit closer now that I'm working here. Bear with me as I do this by myself. Okay. Where are we? There we are. All right, there's my diamond, dead center, okay? Kind of dead center. Someone just asked, how do I decide what size diamond I want? I just decide. I just say, oh, I want this diamond to be about this big. I don't worry. I know that on the sides of dressers, I like them to be bigger. So I just finished a red, black, and white dresser. And the side panels, my diamond's much larger. It's probably that tall. It's probably from the bottom of this diamond to up here. I just made my own pattern for that one. I've got a larger size one that I use a lot, and I keep these patterns, I keep them. And then I have this smaller size that's usually not quite as fat, but this table's very square, so I wanted my diamond to be a little fatter. It's just very subjective. There's no rule. There's no rule. All right, so that's my diamond. So what can I do here? Well, from here, now there's ways to tape. I've done Dixie Belle live videos where I've taped it out, and I've shown you how to fold up a white piece of paper a gazillion times in an accordion style. You can YouTube it. And then mark it with a pencil and then lay it down and mark on it again. It makes a mark and it makes a pattern on there, and then you tape it all off, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. This just works better for me, especially on a small space. Hey, girls. My girls are home. Hey, girls. Hey, guys, when y'all talk loud, I can't focus.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Will y'all get the puppy, please? All right, so what I normally would do here, I'm gonna put the camera down. The camera down like that. So normally I would just keep going. I normally just take my diamond pattern and I just keep going. I just move it up and I trace another one. I make like a whole line of them, just like that. I make a whole line of them. But what you can do, if you have a yardstick or a straight edge, or, usually you should get metal, not wood, because they're not always super straight. You just lay this across your line and you go ahead and you make that line all the way across, just like this. So you use your center one as your pattern, and then you do the same thing down here. Now, a yardstick or a straight edge does not always work if you're doing a side of a dresser, because that's kind of an inset and this won't lay flat. So a shorter ruler works. Any straight edge will work for you. So remember, this is not normally what I do, but I feel like this is what most people will be comfortable with. So that's what I decided to share with y'all today. So you just use your center piece. Make sure your ruler lays all the way out, and then just trace that line across. Like I said, I'm using pencil, but normally I would do it in marker so it doesn't smear. Okay, black and white tile floors from old diners. Don't you love those? Okay, so now, seeing if I can get my perfect fit here. So now I'm gonna take my pattern and I'm going to go ahead. Remember how I said I normally would move it down? So I'm gonna go ahead and move it down, fit it in what I just traced out. I'll just move it down a little bit, and then I'm gonna trace out the bottom of it here. That way I know that I'm staying in a straight line. And the same thing up here. This is super elementary, you guys. It makes it so simple. There's no measuring, there's no marking from above, nothing like that. It's just super elementary. Just taking a pattern, almost like sewing, and just making the marks. It just makes it so simple. Okay, there we go. So I've marked that, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna take my straight edge, and I'm gonna lay it down here. I'm gonna draw that line across. I'm gonna go up here. And sorry I'm gonna miss questions right here, you guys, but I do have to kind of focus on what I'm doing, okay? And then this line we got this way. I can just hear my little egg timer over there ticking. I feel like I'm baking or something. Oh, Deb, you can't hear anything? Can you not hear me? Did I start talking too quietly? I'll talk loud. I also got a little bit quiet. I tend to get a little bit quiet when I am focusing. So thank you, Deb, for reminding me that I need to talk louder. Can you hear me now? I make it look easy. It really is, y'all. You just have to have the guts to try it. You just have to have the guts to try it. I'm super excited. The Dixie Belle Retailer Conference is very soon. It's just in a couple weeks, and I'll be teaching one of my whimsical patterns there. Okay, so here we go. I've completed, the whole center is done. So now I'm going to take my same pattern. I've run out of room down here on this end, so I'm just going to move it over to one side and make my mark on this one. There we go, and I'll just pick another side up here. You just have to fill in. Just start going in and fill in where you need your lines. Let me pull the camera down so that you guys can see it. I'm not sure if y'all, can y'all see? Look what I got going on here. Crystal says she can hear me. Thank you, Crystal, for letting me know. So see, I mean, it's pretty darn near perfect, isn't it? So I'm only missing a few Harlequins out here and a few Harlequins out on this side. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this, and then we will, we're gonna paint. And I'm gonna paint a few for you. Just like I did on the video this week, I just did that little video snippet. And I don't know, everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's so therapeutic to watch you do that. And they also comment that my hand is steady, which it is, but it's been about 8 years of doing that pattern over and over and over. So it does come with practice, and it also, there's a technique to it that I'm gonna share with you guys. There's an actual technique that you can use to make sure that that helps your hand be really steady. Okay, I'm just gonna close that one off there. Now I'm out on the outer edge, and basically you're just closing off your lines. So I just usually kind of move my Harlequin around, and here, I'll pick one here in the middle. Make my line. There we go. Close that off. There we go. And we'll do one up here. This setup's cracking me up. Oh, I'm so glad. I don't know who I'm talking to here, but someone said they really learned something, and thank you. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. Sometimes I feel like people will think this is too much. Sometimes I'll feel like they're like, well, I already know how to do that. But you know, hopefully we always, no matter what person's on here, hopefully you're reaching someone that needed it. That's what I have to say. So I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. All right, just a couple more to fill in. There we go, like that. And this whole side is done. Now I'm gonna move down here. I'm gonna make this line. And this whole side is now done. And one more over here at the top, and we are finished. We're finished drawing out our pattern. It really is that easy, y'all. There we go. My pattern is drawn out. So, if you saw a video from a long time ago with me using a white paper and folding it, I mean, it took me longer than that just to explain it. And this is already done. Taping, I get it. If you just really try this and you try it, you need to try it more than once. If you try it one time, it's probably not gonna, mine wasn't good the very first time I did it. You have to try it more than that. You have to give yourself some time, give yourself a chance. Do it on practice boards. Don't try it on a gorgeous piece of furniture at first, okay? So look, it's all completely done. It's all drawn. It's nice and pretty. All right, so let's talk brushes. All right, guys, if y'all have any questions, I'm actually up here close to the camera now, so go ahead and ask me if you have any questions. And I am going to talk to you about what brushes I use to do the Harlequin and get my paint out. So that was drop cloth. This one now is, this is caviar. It's backwards, but this is caviar. And this is what I'm using now. It is my go-to black, for sure. All right, my favorite overall brush is this one, which I need to get it in water. This one, I have two favorites, okay? This is the mini that I use for overall painting, and this is called the FM. It's the flat medium. Oh, that scared me. That was my egg timer. Did y'all see me jump? Okay, that was my egg timer. That means we've done 40 minutes. So I at least need to get one Harlequin pat, one diamond done for you guys. So y'all just hang on there. Flat medium is my favorite. And it's a smaller, more narrow brush. It's smaller. It dips into the jar easier if you're painting straight out of a small jar. And if you've got a larger area to cover, I really like, and if you're getting in small, tight spaces, I really like the mini. Are y'all laughing at me? It scared me. I'm like, wah! Woo, that was loud. God love it. God love those old-fashioned egg timers. We've come a long way with alarms, haven't we? We can now choose like lullaby music for alarms on our phones. So these are my two favorite paint brushes, okay, to paint furniture, overall paint furniture. All right, detail work. I use a brush just like this. I use this brush. It's just a 1-inch flat, square, 1-inch brush. We use this, I use this all the time. And I'm gonna use that now. That's my favorite brush. If you go to traceysfancy.com, I believe there's somewhere on there that you can sign up and get a list of my favorite brushes. It's free. I mean, it's just a list. You just go in and go look on the landing page of traceysfancy.com. Somewhere it'll say, enter your email for my five favorite paint brushes or something like that. And then there's links straight to them, but it's just a craft brush. This is just a craft 1-inch flat brush, nothing special. A special brush is not going to make this any, like an expensive brush isn't gonna make a hill of beans difference in this. It's just a craft brush 1-inch. What will make a difference is your angled brush. So look here, I've got all different sizes of angled brushes. You need an angled brush to do this. This is a large 1-inch angled brush. Even on my large Harlequin, I do not use this. You would think that it would cover more surface, but it's too big. It's too big to get in the tiny points, okay? At the tiny points of your Harlequin, so don't use that. These sizes are pretty good. Here's like a 3/4 inch, I guess it's angled. Here's maybe a 1/4 inch or maybe a 1/2 inch angled. And then these are some tiny, tiny angle brushes. These are a little more, this one's a little more, these two are more expensive. These are more like specialty brushes, not necessary. But if the bigger brushes are freaking you out and you want to use a tiny, tiny one like this, if you feel more in control with that, go for it when you're just starting, okay? That's fine. My go-to for these is this one. As you can tell, it's a little bit splayed out, or, you know, it's kind of used, but this is what I like. If you saw me do that little video snippet on Facebook and on Instagram a couple days ago, or maybe it was just yesterday, this is what I was using right there, okay? So now don't get me wrong, a good brush, I think I saw someone say a good brush is everything. A good brush is everything for specific things, but in order to do like this specific design, it really doesn't really matter. You just need an angled brush that you're comfortable with, and then a flat brush to kind of fill in your paint, okay? All right, so I've already shaken my paint. This is my caviar. I've got some paint in my lid actually, so I'm just gonna use that. I'm gonna bring you guys in close, and let's see, where is the best one? Where can y'all see me do this the best? Maybe this one. I think y'all can see this one the best. Hold on. It's a little bit dark. Let me move the light up. Hold on. I think that light looks, there we go. It's lit up better. All right, y'all see the coverage? You can see the coverage now. Isn't that amazing? One coat, you guys. One coat of primer in clear. One coat of primer in clear, and then one coat of drop cloth. This is just my black paint. So I just get a little bit on, you know, it's not a lot. I just kind of dab it in there, get some paint on. Let me pick my diamond that you can see the best. I think maybe this one right here. All right, so I start in a corner, and I turn this outer pokey point into the outer pokey point right here. And I just start like that. And then I kind of take my paint and feather it into the diamond. And while there's a big pile of paint here in the corner, I just bring it up like that. And you don't want to leave any big piles of paint anywhere, because then you're going to end up with lines and ridges, and you don't want that, okay? So if you can get right on top of your line like I am, I'm right on top of it, put a little pressure on there, you guys. Put some pressure. Now, I stopped right shy of this little point because I need to get my point in there. So I make sure I have enough paint on my point. I turn my point my point of my brush in, and I just go in and I fill that in, and I head out the other direction, just like that. And then I go back and I get all that excess paint, and I just feather it out. So I'm not leaving any piles of paint anywhere, okay? Now, if I want to do this side over here, same thing. I get up into that point, and I drag down. You just put pressure and you watch. My eye is right on the edge of that brush. I didn't look anywhere else. My eye stayed right there. That's where my eye stays, right where my fingertip is. I watch that paint on my brush. Go back, kind of feather all that out. Now, if you see up here, you can see my brush feathered a little bit. So I just get some more paint on my brush. I get really close, and I just straighten it out. Okay, a little tip, I hold my breath. And I'm having to talk through this. Oh, look what I did, guys. Okay, that's a no-no. I just drug my hand because I'm talking to y'all. I'm not paying attention. All right, I usually hold my breath. And you want to make that stroke as long as you can before you break and lift your hand up. Go as long as you can. All right, how I'm going to fix this over here, I'm going to come back over here and fix it just a little bit. And then what you do is you go back up and you just widen that whole stripe. And no one will ever know. You didn't have to go back and fix it with white paint. So now this side, same thing. I get my point against that line. I hold my breath. The trick is to put pressure. I am putting pressure on my brush, a lot of pressure. Get in that point. And there we go. All right. So that's done. So then, while that's still wet, I get my larger 1-inch brush, and I go ahead and I fill the rest of this in with some paint. And this is my first coat. I call it my scratch coat. It's not going to be super pretty, but I make sure I have enough paint on there. This is nice and flat. I go all the way back to that edge, and I just pull into the middle, just like that. Flip it over, pull into the middle. That way I'm not going to have any height, any ridges. I just move around my project, just like that. Fill it in. Get it all nice and even. And I'm done. And I move on. There you go. What'd you think? What'd you think? It's that easy. Okay, so how many of those do I have to do right here? I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do 15 on the top here. And you do every other one. Obviously, I don't have to tell you what, Harlequin is, but you will do this one, this one, this one. And then, of course, this row will stay the white color. And then down here, every other one. So it's just that simple. Now, there's a tip that I didn't show you because these are smaller diamonds. But if your diamond is really big, one of the tricks is to use your pinky finger as your weight. Like if I needed to drag really far, like let's say this over here. Oh, I got paint. If I wanted to drag really far and I needed to have my brush upright for some reason, depending on like if you're in a weird space, you put your pinky finger down and you drag your pinky finger and you let your brush come with it. So you would drag this way. And most of the pressure is on my pinky finger. But I don't need to do that. This one, it's working better to put my point towards the line and put pressure on my brush, watch my edge, keep my eyeball there right till I get to the end, and then go back with my point into that tiny little point, fix my point, and go up the other way until I feel that I'm out of paint, and then I go back in and I feather in just like that. Just feather it all in so there's no ridge left. And hold your breath. Hold your breath. Okay? All right, so that is what I'm gonna do. It's really, really that simple, you guys. Let me move the light back because that is making me look like a ghost. Whew, so that's that. Does anyone have any questions? Someone's talking about a clown again. Someone's seeing clowns. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm not super fond of clowns, but I'm okay. I'm not insulted. Brittany, you are so welcome. You're so welcome. Janet said her question is posted. I will go back and look at that. Have you ever done 3 colors? Absolutely, I've done 3 colors, you guys. I don't have a light in my dining room, but let me take y'all, would y'all like real quick to go to see my dining room wall? As a very large wall of Harlequin. It's done in 3 colors. Hold on just a minute, okay? Let me take a light in there, and I will take you, it'll take us just a second. Hold on. All right. I'm gonna take y'all into my dining room. Hold on. Woo! All right, here we go. Okay, that's my dining room wall, y'all. Let's get over here so y'all can see it from afar. Can y'all see that? That's my dining room wall. It is black and gray and white. Hey, Tammy. It's black and gray and white. You can also see this on my, you can see that on my website also, traceysfancy.com. Go to the search bar and type dining room or Harlequin, and that will come up. So when you do 3 colors, what you do is this one has gray, gray, gray. You do 1 color all the way across, and then your next row you alternate black, white, black, white. So instead of doing, you know, all gray and then all white, the second row you would alternate black, white, black, white, black, white. Does that make sense? If you want to see it in a longer photo, you guys just go to my website, traceysfancy.com. Up at the top search bar, there's a search bar. Type in dining room or Harlequin and it'll come out. And you can see the before and after of that wall. It used to be browns and tans, and we changed our house to all grays and blacks and whites, and we transformed the wall. So I would love for you to go check that out. And I don't know if there's a tutorial. I think there's a full tutorial on there too. So okay. Oh, hey Mert, how are you doing? Oh, someone was talking about a clown again. I have to go look at it. Oh, the circles. Thank you, Lynn. Oh, thank you, Dixie Belle. I really appreciate you putting my link up there. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Someone's asking about my dining room. Did you see my rug? I don't know if you ever saw my rug. Have I ever done it in bright colors? Oh my gosh, yes, you guys. If you just go to my website and type in Harlequin in the search bar, you should be able to see all sorts of Harlequin come up. I've done it in every color possible. 2 of my favorite colors to do Harlequin in are Dixie Belle's Flamingo and Peony. I love doing it in Flamingo and Peony. That's, you know, their coral and their hot pink. Amazing. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I know if you put in dress up cart in my search bar, dress up cart, It's a little girl's dress up cart. I did Harlequin in those 2 colors on that, and it's really, really cute. So, hey guys, I need to go so that I can let Dixie Belle Paint Page off of their time here with us. You guys, we've kept them, and I've kept y'all long enough. I really, really appreciate you guys spending your Super Bowl Sunday with me, and I am gonna get on here and choose my winner as soon as I get off. And I have redone a crib, Lynn. I have. When's the next video? Janine, I don't know. Dixie Belle can say when the next one is. I don't have another live video this month, you guys. I'm traveling with Dixie Belle, and then for work. I'm traveling for over 2 weeks out of this month, and that just left me with like no time to do any other paint lives on here. But if anyone is in the Florida area, I will be going to Florida for Dixie Belle, and then I'll be going to Fort Myers Beach, and Carla Pines is a retailer for Dixie Belle Paint. She has Salty Dog Gallery and Gifts. Message me if you live anywhere near Fort Myers Beach. I will be there in person holding 2 paint classes in person, and we would love to see you there very, very much. Okay, thanks you guys so much. Y'all have a wonderful night, and me, winner winner chicken dinner. I'll be picking someone soon. Okay, y'all have a wonderful Sunday night. Have a good upcoming week. I'll see y'all next time. I love being with you guys. Take care. Bye bye.